we've upgraded a bit. We're getting there. We're beyond the cell phone days. We're actually got a program going now. We're now going to be joined by guests, actually, starting with our full time guest, Z. I'll let him introduce himself here in a second. If y'all don't know who I am, my name's Jason. I am the founder of Expo Soul. We are a asteroid mining startup. It's a little more blue collar based than like highly technical. We're about tried and true, working through the problems and getting things done the right way. Um, and then we have Z here, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is C for now. I've been working my whole life in different branches of technology, from assembly engineer to be in charge of manufacturing to drawing, electrical, mechanical drawings, hydronics, pneumatics. And at the moment, I got my own 3D printing company, and I'm a really big space fan.
Aren't we? Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Like, honestly, you, this industry is being led by the space fans, but I do see it very quickly transitioning to the worker class. And I think that's part of the things we're going to discuss in the future here. Um, our primary goal is to talk about mining and asteroid mining, from everything from the boring drill technology that's super important, but I'm sure some people won't think it's as exciting as life support possibilities and farming on starships to mine minerals deep in space. To what would that benefit? How would that benefit society with new manufacturing and new medical technology developments in space and so on and so forth? Shipyards in space, communication networks, um, cargo transfers, all things to look forward to, which we need asteroid mining or space space mining, because you can mine on moons and comets and other planets, a couple other planets, and so that's what we're going to here to be discussing in the next. We're going to do a 10-part series and go from there. Sorry, there's a gnat flying around me. It's driving me nuts. So, um, and then we also have to talk about the implications of the international community, how they're advancing, catching up with you know the established players of like Russia, China, and of course the United States. European Union is playing catch up. India is doing amazing things. Japan, um, even some of the African countries are looking into space now.
Yes, definitely. There is a lot of to discuss for political reasons, industrial reasons. Um, it's we need to talk way more about how important space is, what all the possibilities are. Everybody's always, not always, but a lot of people are really negative about it. The biggest argument I always hear from people, yeah, but we got a lot of problems on Earth we need to fix. I agree, we have a lot of problems on Earth, but to fix a lot of those problems, we can look into space to help solve them. For the biggest example we have at the moment is mineral shortages, or at least the rare earth minerals. We are almost getting at the brink of war because of it, and we're fighting already a long time about it. But there is so much to grab out there that it doesn't make sense, and we all need to change our mindset about it. So that's what we want to talk about in the next couple of episodes.
Oh yeah, and don't think that um, we haven't gone to war for crazier things. Like there was the bird poop war, where we two countries went to war over bird poop. So I mean, and there's also minerals out there in these asteroids that aren't commonly found on Earth, like iridium and palladium, that have a large amount of industrial uses that would benefit Earth environmentally. And also, then you got your stuff like your cobalt and other minerals that we do mine on Earth that are mined in very disgusting ways and which pollute a lot of the environment. Like, there will always be mining on Earth. Things like iron and aluminum, there's no point to mine them and try to bring them back. It's not cost effective. It will never be
At
cost effective.
least for at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
think we will get at a point if there is enough infrastructure built. There will be a point. It's definitely worth it to import it, but we're not there yet.
Now, what we'll probably be importing is the metamaterials that you can construct in space through smelting and forging operations and zero gravity and very low gravity. Because, in theory, centrifugal space stations could definitely develop unique types of structures within steels and aluminums to create maybe materials that are surprisingly light for their toughness and their rigidity and their longitude.
Yeah, definitely. There still needs to be a lot of research in how to smelt in space and keep it safe. But yeah, that's a technology we really need to go after, even sooner than later.
Oh, definitely, and anything like that would benefit Earth. Like, not to mention the jobs, because space jobs are not going to be no country owns space, so jobs could potentially benefit worldwide, um, helping economies all around the world.
Definitely. And with all the automation going on in the rest of the world, the world needs a new industry. So the biggest industry we had that gave a lot of jobs were the automotive industry. And you saw that if you look at Toyota, for example, they got over 100,000 employees. And now let's take a look at Google or whatever other cyber company. They almost have no employees. They make a ridiculous amount of money, but they have almost no employees. And
Oh
now
yeah,
with robots, AIs, a lot of jobs needs to be created. And I personally think, especially in the space industry, we need to build things again. There will be a lot of manual labor. There will be a need of a lot of smart engineers, programmers, outside thinkers.
because there'll be a lot of
And
doing things for the first time, and doing things the first time, you have to be creative. You can't program creativity. I mean, I love AI. I use it all the time for my promotional videos on YouTube and stuff because it's a great tool. But you cannot program
oh
creativity.
yeah, no, and I think that we need to see AI as a tool that can help us. An AI can complete us, but we don't need to focus on removing or only focusing on AI itself. It's a tool and we need to use it.
Totally. But and like all tools, you have to start somewhere in this industry, and we talk about tools. This industry has different types of tools. It has the same tools and has different tools. You know, we don't have tracks. We're not gonna, we're gonna have rockets. um, I know we over at Expo, we're going to do a anchoring system and drill basically and extract through a slow drilling process. You can't go fast, but you can't generate too much friction. But um, and extract ores that way, and our own little unique stuff. But then you have other people. You got Astroforge who are going to do their missions to drill and do little. They're going to try to drill and process immediately the minerals. We want to process on board a ship. They're going to try to process on the asteroid itself. Both of them have good merit. And then you have like AMC with their Cool little robot. They have the coolest robot. I mean, I hope they figure out how to anchor it when they drill. I hate to see that thing go flying, but um, because like that's one thing. The robots scare me with that because you have to be able to hold down when you drill down, and even with the mass of a starship, we're still gonna have to like drill into the rock and somehow anchor us down and hold us still. But that's what scares me with these robots. Um, bouncing off. You got to be mobile. You can't have it like it has to be mobile. You just have to go there, dig, and come back and take it back to a central point. But I'm sure they worked that out. But you know, there's all kinds of different options, and of course there's lasers. Everybody talks about lasers, and then there's gas harvesting, which everybody talks about, and even in video games they have it, gas harvesting, because I mean, yeah, I understand we're gonna need oxygen. You're gonna need, especially water, is important. Hydrogen, oxygen make water, so that's another form of mining. I have not honestly looked into too much. I need to. Um, Possibly that could be a good reason to do it is this podcast, but that's something I haven't looked into. What are your interests in this field, Z?
My biggest is infrastructure build up, um, the new technologies that hopefully are coming. Um, yeah, that's my biggest interest, and what's possible. That I always hear people complaining, "Oh, this is impossible. This is hard," but I always try to dream of what's possible. Yes, things are hard. Everything is hard. But that's one famous guy once said, we don't do it because it's easy, we do it because it's hard. And I think humanity lost that. Uh, Lost that. And yeah, that's a shame. Because I think there is so much possible, especially you are talking about, okay, we need ice, we need water. In my opinion, a really, a pretty simple solution to get a lot of ice is there are a lot of ice asteroids out there. Plenty of ice available if you know where to look for it. Ice is really common in space, surprisingly common. Is it still hard to do it? Yes, but the more times you do it, the easier it gets.
Couldn't agree with you more. And with my, I know I've told you this, and but my crazy plan to terraform Mars involves going and grabbing some of these ice asteroids from the Kuiper Belt and slamming them into orbit around Mars and slowly having the sun heat them up and have the Martian gravity suck it in. That way you don't mess up the planet core. But yes, all that is something to look forward to. I mean, there's so much possibilities, and it all begins with mining in space, and hence the name mining in space. Um,
Oh,
so,
yeah. So, what I think is one of the most important step is we need to get way more basic infrastructure up. So, what's the basic infrastructure? More rocket companies. The world needs way more rocket company. We got Blue Origin. They are doing a great job with the new Glenn. It's finally flying. It looks like a really good second option. We got, of course, SpaceX with Starship. Starship can change everything and will make it possible to start small scale asteroid mining. But yeah, without more companies, more nations working together, and we need to get the price down. We need to get the price of going into low orbit way more down. There needs to be way more concurrence out there, and we need to fix this.
oh, absolutely, absolutely, and that is like number one. And that's one thing I've really like. Well, you know me. I'm all in for SpaceX. Because SpaceX is talking about getting a launch of a super heavy Starship down to $3 million per launch. $3 million is, I know it seems like a lot of money. It is still a lot of money, but the potential profit um, if you're mining and you're sitting there and separating your ores and you're doing some basic processing at least before you transport back, getting rid of the waste materials you don't need, the potential profit per load makes that it's ridiculous. That is almost, I mean, you can't just do pure iron, but you could do cobalt, you could do lithium, you could do a lot of very important metals that are very important to the green industry, very important to advancing society technologically. You know, we all seen Star Trek. We all want the Star Trek society. We don't want Blade Runner. We want Star Trek. We want everybody, you know, walking around and great. Um, I mean, yes, the Expanse. The Expanse, I thought was for asteroid mining. Speaking of movies, we have to have a movie podcast one of these episodes for sure, where we make fun of Armageddon. Don't worry, we're going to make fun of Armageddon, but respect to Expanse for probably doing the best asteroid mining um, show because they showed what probably the closest realistic view of what asteroid mining could be at a corporate level. I don't think it's going to go necessarily that extreme, but it's, I would say the best. Which one do you think's the best one out there, Z?
If it goes to overall space, I need to give everything to Expanse, from space combat to life on an asteroid. I think it's one of the most realistic ones out there. And the biggest view, what we could achieve in the next 50 years. I don't know about the drive, but at least we could we could get there. We could get there close.
Definitely, definitely. Also, and that's a good point. You brought up a very good point. That's something I wanted to mention earlier on in this introduction episode to this season of Mining in Space. Is people think it's going to be 100 years. This less than five, we could be landing stuff back on Earth for industrial processing. We could be breeding iridium or any of the other PGMs back to Earth and a decent enough quality that we could start using for industrial applications, which could develop massive green technologies that don't hurt the industries, that are unavailable right now, just due to the fact of the lack of supply. Yes, we have some iridium. Yes, we have some palladium. And yes, they're using certain things in extremely small amounts, but they're but then people, you have the argument. One of the big arguments we're gonna have to, I love to have another guest that's going to take the other side of this argument. The crash of money. Everybody thinks that we're going to flood the market and instantly there's going to be $10 trillion worth of platinum hitting the market in one day, and that's impossible. What do you think, Z?
Oh yeah, 100%. Um, so yeah, in 5 years we can get the first material land. It probably won't have that much. The first few landings won't have that much industrial value, as it will be mostly used for research. See how it
I'll be
the
honest with you.
scientific the
Yeah,
scientific stuff from the first few loads is more valuable than industrial. But yeah, when we get the infrastructure set up correctly, you got a sorting station around low Earth orbit that you can take back the most valuable materials, and you leave the crap behind. Yes, definitely, we could within optimistically, I would say more closer to 10 if everybody goes up full on,
uh,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
I think honestly, um, it's. I mean, Starship was done today, and they're talking about doing a launch for 26 to Mars, and I could buy one tomorrow. I think I could be landing something on Earth within 2 years. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's going to be very profitable. And honestly, what I'm doing the first trip, especially if I'm the first one to do it, which is my goal. Um, so like and subscribe. Nah, you're good. um, is to make coins and commemorative coins and sell them off or give them away to certain people. The first asteroid mine thing for profit, because we have technically done it. NASA's done it, and Japan's done it. Both of them have gone to an asteroid, collected material, and brought it back to Earth. They're not doing it for money. They're doing it for scientific research. And I'm sure people in my company are going to make sure that I donate enough to science, and I will. But money's the key. And that sounds greedy, but I need money to build the second gen chips, the third gen chips, the factories, the processors, and to spearhead the movement into space. And I know your goals of your network of independent space stations and definitely could transform our society into something grand.
Yes, and I think we need to make people know that a lot of problems we have on Earth we can fix by going into space. Because whatever we're gonna do, we need more materials, and especially we need more energy. We already getting at the energy shortage. If we want to fix our energy shortages, we would need to mine in space because the materials we need we cannot find on Earth. So anyways we need to go into space, and if we want to keep building more green energy sources, build more green cars, if we want to change that we need to get more materials, and at the moment we are destroying more and more Earth in name of saving the planet. But the sooner we can stop hurting Earth by mining the minerals and the materials here, the better it is.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. And that's one of my chartering goals. I mean, yeah, I got plans to improve the Earth in certain ways to help terraform the Earth some. And yes, I want to go to Mars, and I want to help terraform that. And terraforming Mars will help us fix the Earth, because we'll learn techniques on Mars, because Mars is different, but we'll learn things that we wouldn't try. We could try things on Mars we wouldn't even attempt on Earth, because it definitely has less to lose. You're not destroying anything; you're just improving it at that point. And it's another advantage
Yeah,
of
that
mining asteroids and or asteroids. I like mining asteroids over mining the moons, because moons serve a purpose. They serve a purpose to the planets they're around. Now the moons of Jupiter, good luck, have fun. But ones around, you can't mine ones around Mars. You shouldn't mine too much the one on Earth, because you don't want to take away too much mass, because it plays a key role in tidal forces and the weather. I don't think Venus has one of size, and Mercury, well, you don't want to be on Mercury to begin with, so I don't think you definitely don't want to be on a moon. I don't think it has a moon. Now, yeah, I'm a space enthusiast. I'm not an expert. I might say something wrong. Please, we have the comments. Feel free to correct me on anything I say wrong. I love comments. And I think this is a pretty good time to wrap up this little quick introduction episode. We're going to have another episode coming out probably in the next couple weeks. We talk about strictly just one subject. Most likely we'll be talking about just mining, the new tech, the ideas, the who's doing what, and who thinks they have the best ideas, and what do we think about them. And then we'll go from there. But discussions, I'm sure, will go a little bit longer for me. I'm just going on and on right now. Please save me, Z. Please save me.
no.
If you have anything like us to discuss on this podcast, please feel free to put it in the comments below. Too many ums. I'm definitely saying too many ums. I'm going to work on that. If you hate that, comment below. All right, Z, anything else you want to say while we wrap this up?
Yeah, definitely. If other people have an opinion or whatever, feel free to let us know and let's have a good discussion about space.
Oh, absolutely. If you'd like to come on, we will gladly set it up, make it happen, have a civil discussion, no name calling, no being mean. Heated discussion is a great thing. It's a great way. It's how we advance. Um, you should be able to have a heated discussion with anybody. But on that note, I thank you. We do not have a tagline yet to end the show. Um, and asteroid mining really doesn't have a tagline yet either. So, yeehaw is guess what I'm saying. Later, everybody.
Thank God for editing.